Kombat Princess here, back with an all new video. If you are new, welcome. Before you get into anything, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you end up liking the video, turn on post notifications. So for those of you that are new or don't know, this is the latest late installment of the Princess Cut, where we cut into a character, dissect everything that they have on the table, and the Princess crew has voted, and they voted for motherfucking Mileena, motherfucking Lily up in this. Princess crew knows that Lily is my second favorite. You know, it's really a trinity for me. It's Jade, Lily, then Kit Kit. You know, that's just my girls. Like, I just love them both. Like, they can just, you can't make me hate them. So Lily was introduced in Mortal Kombat 2 as a genetic experiment of Shiesty Shang. You know, she's like the evil twin of Kit Kit, you know, cloned, period. We already know. She became one of the trusted daughters of Zaddy Shao and a personal enforcer of him. So really, Zaddy Shao needed a backup plan, and that was going to be Lily in case Kit Kit ever ended up finding that birth certificate, which she did ended up finding it with Jade, finding that birth certificate and finding out that Zaddy Shao was not her biological father. It was obviously King Jared. So Lily was born to be Kitana's understudy, honey, period. Daddy Shao ordered Shiesty Shang to create Lily, you know, creating her with, you know, half Danian with Kitana and half Tarkat. And at this time, if you're coming in from Mortal Kombat 1, if you're new to Mortal Kombat and, you know, Mortal Kombat 1 was your first game, it was not a disease in her debut timeline. It was actually a race, which I preferred that story better. Zaddy Shao gave Lily a Spy Kids contract because, let's be very clear, that's all that Lily did in her debut was spy on people for Zaddy Shao, mainly to just watch and spy on Kit Kit, Kitana, which ended up being successful on her part because, you know, she did end up finding out that, you know, Kit Kit was planning to conspire against Zaddy Shao and put him down once finding out the truth about her father, etc., etc. You know, Lily got the big head, tried to run up on Kitana and got put down and killed, which made her have some resentment even more for Kitana, being that she basically was the reason for her death. In Mortal Kombat Trilogy, she basically became Shinnok's servant, basically doing what he wants her to do and stuff like that because he resurrected her, gave her life again. So, you know, you're gonna work for me now. Shinnok had gave out also Spy Kids contracts to Noob Saibot and Lily to spy on Shao Kahn's invasion. You know, once he was defeated, I guess they came back just to tell him, you know, the 411. And MK Gold, still being Shinnok's servant, you know, we came in and assisted with the invasion. The invasion of flopped because Lily came in there thinking that she could free Kit Kit from the dungeons just to have a 1v1 moment with her, basically, I guess, freeing her jail cell, and then like, hey girl, let's come up at the top and have a 1v1 and let me show myself, just to get put down like I did in my debut, which was very dummy on your part, Lily. Shinnok got put down, Lily got locked up, they won't let her out. She was left in that Adenian prison, only with her hopes and dreams that, you know, that she would have some redemption. In Deception, she was still locked up, and, you know, King Onaga, you know, came in doing the damn thing, and Baraka ended up letting her ass out. And at this point, I really think Baraka needs to be investigated, because what is with you and freeing people, freeing women of MK? Like, you be trying to get you some on the low, you be trying to, you know, like, have your little footprint in their little head that you saved them, because it's not the first or second time that this has happened, Baraka. So we need to put you on the voting poll so we can cut into you. Her deception story just eats it up, takes the plate Okay, honey. So they had her pose, Onaga had her pose as Kid Kid, so Kid Kid could fool Katana's armies and take them back to help fight with Onaga while Onaga gained his strength back. But Lily took it upon herself to not only pose as Kid Kid to take the armies, but also just take the damn armies her damn self. Period. That's it. That is the story. I don't care what nobody says. Lily, yes. Mileena was in her bag, seizing Shao Kahn's fortress, using all her Edenian forces that she had conjured up, pretending to be Kit Kit. And she continued this, it wasn't a stop. It got so bad that the corruption spread that she no longer had to pretend to be Katana anymore. It was Mileena and Mileena's army. And she thought that she was going to be awarded with Outworld. But she had a rude awakening because Shai Si Shang, Zaddy Shao, and Fee Fi Fo Fum Ass Goro had a plan to basically have a defense mechanism for Shao Kahn's home and reinstating his home, period. So basically, Shao Kahn was just gonna overrule and come back and remain at the top. And it wasn't any room for her. So when Shao Kahn basically came back for the 105,000th time, she was trying to hide that throne room from him with some magic, but it didn't work against his power. And the warriors that was in the home that was supposed to be protecting Mileena basically turned their back on her once Shao Kahn came back into the scene. They were two-faced and they was like, girl, we can't help you. We can't save you no more. We're going back to Zaddy Shao and you were on your own, sis. And as I thought, she surrendered to him, and basically he gave her another to-do list because Zaddy Shao is known for giving out these to-do lists to people, and he wanted her to get Flop Jinko. And she was successful with imprisoning Flop Jinko, bringing him back. And that only made her think about, how adaptive she is. And also how she almost ruled Outworld. But she was like, I'm just going to rule Edenia instead. And that is what I'm going to focus on. So that's why we can bring up her non-canonical story in Armageddon, where basically her and Kid Kid have a Freaky Friday and switch bodies. Katana becomes ugly, Mileena becomes beautiful, Katana becomes imprisoned like Mileena was, and basically Lily becomes Katana, which is okay, but I kind of like when Lily is in her own self. Girl, you don't need to be Katana because baby, we like both of you. Moving on to MK9, where Lily basically has her debut personality, where Karen Strassman brought her to life. Also, same with Katana, but Lily had her debut personality, giving us little cute little scenes, sister and all that good stuff. And the Flesh Pits costume, which I still feel to this day is kind of iconic. Like, I don't care what nobody says, it's still iconic. Yes, it was giving Angel Saw. Yes, it was giving Charmin Osterchong. But who else would have been crazy enough to pull off that outfit? Lily, of course, period. She was giving the triple F, fearless, flawless, and fabulous, especially with all that pink and MK9, playing the crazy, twin sister, that just wants to be in the family, but really she wants to kill you and replace you. And, every moment that Lily had was really cute. Loved Lily and MKX, gameplay-wise, but the story, no ma'am. The story was not giving what needed to be gave, in my opinion. First of all, how do you trust two of the main trifling, backstabbing people of MK? Love Tanya, but she's trifling. Love Rain, but he's trifling. So how do you get involved with that and then expect it to work out for you? Then I was never impressed, and I know Lily Stan culture was never here for Roach given the opportunity in her debut career, because nobody ever thought about Roach ever. What wasn't even to be thought about. Roach, fly, whatever, insect. Nobody thought about you. For you to put down Mileena, daughter of Shao Kahn, and they awarded that to you, and then they came back and did it again with her putting down Scorpion too. So it was just a mess to me, in my opinion. I was not really here for Lily's ex story. I didn't really feel like, it's like she came and then she left. That's how I felt about it, and I just was not ever here for the MKX Lily story. I feel like they did her pretty dirty, and they could have did better. And then you could have had somebody. I would have preferred Revenant Kitana putting down Lily, or somebody else, not Devora Ho. That really pissed me off. Let's continue. But loved her confidence in MKX, her running up on Kodal, being all bold and stuff. You had the confidence, it just didn't bake. It didn't eat. So, it kind of flopped, sis, but I love you. MK11 was a complete mess for Lily, the Lily Stan culture was sending Ed Boon death threats and stuff to put her ass back in that game, and he did, but he just threw her ass up in there at the last minute. I really, really, truly felt like there was supposed to be a final story that would fill up that hourglass, and Lily was going to be a part of it, but it just never happened. But she came back. And she did not come back eating, because when she returned to 11, it was nothing compared to MKX Lily, in my opinion. It just did not eat. The little T-Rex arms, barely having any range to do anything gameplay-wise. No. And I'm not here for the non-canonical ending for her either, because I don't really care. Once again, we have to associate her with Kit and, et cetera, her trying to pretend to be her, and, basically having Kitana's heir, and, trying to be a family with Kitana, just over it. That's why I am here for the MK1 story for Mileena. I really enjoyed the MK1 story for Mileena. I'm enjoying Mileena gameplay-wise. I'm enjoying Mileena story-wise. They definitely gave her the spotlight in this MK1 story, basically letting her be the next heir to Outworld. So I was here for that. She carried the scenes with Tanya. She carried the scenes with Kit. She carried the scenes with Sindel. I was here for basically the Lily supremacy and the Mileena justice, because y'all did her dirty the 2 previous damn years. Letting her get killed by Roach was a no-no, and putting her into 11 the way y'all did was a big no-no, in my opinion. So I was here for them doing everything right by Mileena and MK1. But I will not end it on this. Y'all were wrong for how y'all did Kitana, though. I'm not happy with it, and I'm still going to speak on it today. She was kind of seen as the shadow sister, and I didn't like that, because even when Kitana did not like Lily, they always shared the spotlight together, even at the end of the day, as sisters, rivalry sisters, not sisters at all. They were always bouncing off of each other's stories, because even if you pull up Kitana's debut story, Lily's debut story, there's no story without mentioning one of the two. So in my opinion, I feel like they could have did better when it came to Kitana justice, in my opinion. So hopefully maybe the next story they can put my girl Kid in some more scenes, because I'm just not here for how they did her, and she is Mileena's sister. Alright, y'all, that is all for today's Princess Cut. If you guys like it, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to vote on the next Princess Cut, check my community tab.